going on, Jerome's? So in 2024, number 10 overall, highest drafted quarterback in team history, Jonathan James J.J. McCarthy, Dynamite, was drafted to be the future franchise quarterback of the Vikings. And it was supposed to be him, Kevin O'Connell, a dozen door bars the next 10 years. And I understand that things have been tough as of late. And I understand that the concussion is magically just coming up when J.J. McCarthy has been struggling, and maybe the coaching staff want to get a look at the bro show. Fully get it, right? But McCarthy's story is far, far from over. Because remember last year, McCarthy had the meniscus, lost the full season, slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. now Seattle's quarterback, looked good. But Kwesi, Kevin O'Connell, like they bet their gerbs, bet the team's future on the arm of J.J. McCarthy. Right? Stacked up team around him, revved up, ready to go. All he had to do is keep the Ferrari on the road. And McCarthy had some great moments. 2 wins on the road against the Bears, as well as the Lions. And also would have beat the Bears on a last-second drive for the second time, but Ivan Pace Jr. decided to get out of his lane on kick coverage, but not that I'm still mad. Right? And, of course, there's been some low lows. So the Falcons game, the Packers game, and overall, it just hasn't been the start that you've been looking for. Now, obviously, we've been very bullish about J.J. McCarthy. I still think that he's going to be a great NFL quarterback. There's going to be some bumps and bruises, some growing pains, and you do have to give quarterbacks time to develop in the National Football League, but also at a certain point, bad is just bad, right? It isn't bad getting better, it's just bad. Right. And of course, not all progress is linear. There's ups and downs, but sometimes it's just down, flatline, boop. I don't think that McCarthy's at that point, but we're flirting with it. Right. But I still believe that Jonathan James McCarthy is going to prove all the haters and losers wrong, because if you think about it, JJ's lived a pretty charmed life. Right. High school, national champion. Michigan lost 1 start, won a national title game. It's all good. So this is the first time that he's really faced losing and adversity. And I feel like he's built to overcome it. And also, you're not going to be so quick to throw in the towel, too. And, Kevin O'Connell famously said, I believe organizations fail young quarterbacks before young quarterbacks fail organizations. Right? And it was a great bumper sticker quote. But we'll see if they walk the walk. Right, because yes, the Vikings have put JJ in a spot to succeed. It hasn't quite happened the way that you want it yet, but I still think that McCarthy is on track. I still think he's going to get many more chances to be that guy, unless Brosmer comes in and is the second coming of Brock Purdy. Maybe not Brock Purdy on Monday Night Football throwing 3 picks, but certainly a non-zero chance that Brosmer basically is Lou Gehrig and just takes over and Wally Pips JJ McCarthy. Possible, right? But you're just laying out the facts here. So it's been 6 starts, 2 good, 1 and a quarter good, 4 terrible, right? Historical start to an NFL career, and I don't mean a good historical. Like when you're talking about Zach Mettenberger and Jamarcus Russell, is bad. It's no bueno, right? But as we said, McCarthy needs a full mechanical rebuild in the offseason, which why didn't they see that this offseason? We'll never know, right? But you could tell, he's just in his own head. And he does his best when he's just free-flowing and just out there. But all the mechanics will come. And he has an NFL caliber arm, needs to work on accuracy. Mechanics are a major part of that. And we do trust Kevin O'Connell. We do trust Josh McCown to be able to fix that, right? But also, the break may be good because there's an element of shell shock to this where, McCarthy, first off, on rewatch of the Packers game, kind of everyone played bad. He was pressured 48% of the time. Well, he pressured himself, not necessarily in the first half. It was just not good, right? But also, part of the development is not putting a player in a spot where they're just going to fall off the deep end. And now I don't think that McCarthy was at that point yet, but we're probably getting close to the precipice where you can have a spot where your confidence just gets shattered and forever you have happy feet, you see ghosts, you're not confident, you got the Chuck Knobloch yips, and, J.J. McCarthy, even though he's very mentally strong, he's not immune to that, Also, Quayce and Kevin Connell are going to be in place here, where barring some sort of catastrophic failure, the GM who drafted you, the head coach who drafted you, they're going to be here, right? So it's way different than new GM, new head coach, all bets are off. Hey, we didn't draft you, so you may not be part of our plans, right? Also, he's under contract through 2027, so that's a major part of it as well. Also, you have the 5th-year option, so he's going to be here, right? It's not like a huge contract around the neck of the Vikings. He's making essentially league minimum. He's got prorated signing bonus cap hits. That's basically what it is. He's going to be a cheap option whether he's here or not. Plus, you have that 5th-year option for 2028. Right? And also where are we? Also, is only 22 years old. That's a major part of it too. Turns 23 in January. Fantastic work ethic where some adversity is good, because he does have this dog mentality, chip on his shoulder, and no one's going to work harder on fundamentals. No one's going to work harder in the film room. No one's going to work harder to be better than what he's shown, because too prideful for that, too talented for that, and that's why you certainly believe. Also, the bulk of the offensive core is going to remain intact. Possibly Hockenson is gone, but because of McCarthy's contract and because of the Vikings have taken care of the cap, yes, the Vikings are $37 million over the cap in 2026. They can easily get under by a couple of restructures, a couple of cuts, a couple of extensions, right? And the Vikings aren't really in danger of losing anyone in terms of contract. Maybe Kelly gets axed, maybe Addison is traded, Hockenson is probably gone, but that's really about it. All right, so you are going to have talent around him for the foreseeable future. Also, he's probably going to have to compete for the job in 2026, and that just is what it is. It's the nature of the NFL, because it'd be one thing if he came in, tore the cover off the ball, but Brosmer is going to be in that mix, right, to compete. Hell, Brosmer could win the job at the end of the season. Maybe not, but at minimum, it'll be McCarthy, it'll be Brosmer, it'll be a veteran quarterback TBD. Probably not draft pick, but also it's a non-zero chance as well. So he's going to have to bring it, right? So this is not just going to be a, hey, you're our guy, here's the job situation. Barring him coming back and playing phenomenally at the back end of the season, this thing is going to be a wide open competition in 2026. Competition brings out the best in everyone. I feel like he's certainly built for this. So bring it. Hey, potentially he's going to have an offseason where he's going to have to compete with Brosmer and another quarterback TBD. And he has to fully rebuild how he throws the ball. No one's going to work harder, right? Like a dog in the street. Just seems like so long ago, doesn't it? But I feel like if McCarthy was less mature between the ears, if McCarthy was just some 22-year-old snot-nosed kid, fully entitled, coming on in, not naming names, but this would be bad. This would be really, really bad. But I feel like the maturity, the stoicism, the work ethic, everything is lining up for McCarthy to be like, it is what it is. I'm going to grind. I'm going to work, and we're going to try and get better. Because McCarthy's got the right frame of mind. Also, he's way too prideful for this, to be his legacy right now. Because, yes, six games is only 6 games. Trey Lance got less. There's other quarterbacks drafted high who got less as well, right? NFL, not for long. And yes, you do need time to develop quarterbacks, but also quarterbacks got to show a little something. So, J.J. McCarthy will be the first one to tell you that more is required. But it is far, far from the end. Again, barring Brosmer coming in and leading the Vikings to the playoffs miraculously and winning a Super Bowl and him just looking phenomenal, McCarthy's going to be back in the mix, right? And I'm looking forward to see what they can cook up. Also, do I believe the whole concussion thing? It's a little convenient. It's a little convenient. Yeah, he got battered against the Packers, but a little convenient that McCarthy is struggling mightily, and the Seahawks have one of the best defenses in the National Football League, and he's going up against the guy that they didn't pick in Sam Darnold. So, little bit of a coinky dink that this happened, and now we're getting a good look at Brosmer, and Brosmer gets a full week of practice. Talk about practice. But as I said, it's far from over, right? Do not write him off yet. He won't write back. Whew. Love Gino. Anyways, that's it. It is far from over for JJ McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings. Unless Brosmer comes in and just is the bro show, man. Who knows? Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.